On Monday evening, news broke that Nebraska had received an inquiry from the College Sports Commission, also known as the CSC, the new enforcement arm of college sports, to try and better regulate NIL and revenue sharing. While I'm sure I'd get a lot of clicks if I just told you that Nebraska is going to get slammed, they're going to get postseason ban and death penalty and all that stuff. I'm sure I'd make a ton of clicks from that. But we got to be honest in this situation. This is not the bombshell that it sounds like it is. And LSU went through the same exact thing, and it fizzled out as a simple confusion over reporting NIL deals. This is not the same as the full blown NCAA probes that we've seen in the past. It's just a nudge to get the paperwork straight, get it signed, and get it put together. So here's what I mean. Back in January, the CSC, the College Sports Commission, whatever you want to call it, sent Nebraska a letter kicking off an inquiry, not an investigation, an inquiry into some Husker athletics, not even specifically football. But they did specifically say they were looking at whether these players failed to report NIL deals through the required system or not. Documents show the CSC's head of investigation. Her name is Katie Medeiros, I believe is how you pronounce it. Medeiros, how you pronounce it. She emailed athletic director Troy Dannon on January 15th, saying they were checking if team members skipped reporting third-party name, image, and likeness agreements. She asked for a quick call with the compliance staff. Nebraska, they didn't panic. 2 weeks later, their senior associate AD for compliance, Patty Peterson, shot back an email explaining the mix-up, and the two athletes whose names were redacted had some confusion, and their deals kicked in, and that needed the post-house settlement disclosure. It all kind of worked out from there. So one was even tracking down a contract to submit one more deal. After that, the CSC's senior investigator, Sean Vorndran, I believe is how you pronounce it, he confirmed that the players had uploaded numerous additional deals to the NIL Go system. That's the system where they kind of check all the NIL deals and everything. And there was follow-up questions about another redacted company deal, and Nebraska's Jonathan Bateman confirmed it was submitted too. If this sounds familiar to you, it should, because this is basically exactly what LSU dealt with their nearly identical scenario. Reports from The Athletic and others revealed that LSU got a similar January 15th email from Katie to their athletic director. Verge Osbury, I believe, is their athletic director. It flagged an unnamed athlete who wasn't even football for potentially unrelated or not unrelated, unreported NIL deals. LSU clarified it wasn't a program-wide issue, just one player. By early February, the school issued a statement. The inquiry was resolved with no disciplinary action. All required deals were submitted to NIL Go, and they thanked the CSC for their quick wrap-up. Imagine that. Imagine a quick wrap-up. I mean, like if there's anything beneficial about this over the NCAA, which actually is kind of a lot, it's that all this got done in like 2 or 3 weeks. There was no huge penalties, no drama, just a simple little paperwork hiccup. That's the pattern here. Ross Dellinger posted on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, that several programs, including at least one in the Big Ten and one in the Big 12, besides LSU, who's obviously in the SEC, received these letters over the last few weeks, which kind of got everybody in a little bit of a panic. Like, are a bunch of people breaking rules? They're going to go after, Ohio State, USC, Michigan, whoever it might be. Like, are they going to go after some of these schools? But some were already sorted out through simple chats with the CSC officials. Nebraska fits right into that Big Ten slot, like LSU fit into the SEC slot. It looks like this is heading toward resolution without really any fallout. The email thread from Nebraska obtained via public records shows the CSC focusing on getting deals reported rather than trying to slap anybody on the wrist. No mention of punishments, just verification that submissions happened. And honestly, this is all the CSC is right now. It's a new entity from the 2024 House vs. NCAA settlement, that massive $2.8 billion deal reshaping college athletics. The CSC's job is to enforce rules around the revenue sharing and NIL, which makes everybody think they're going to come in with the death penalty and do all this stuff. But under the new setup, all Division One athletes must report any NIL deal worth $600 through the NIL Go system, their online portal. The CSC staff and external lawyers review them to ensure they're legit, fair market value for a real business purpose, not disguised as pay for play, which really is happening, but they don't really have any way to go against it right now because people aren't signing the agreement paper that they sent out. NIL Go lets athletes revise, cancel, or appeal if something's been flagged. But here's the key: the CSC's power, like I said, it's pretty minimal right now. They really don't have all that much power. So at this point, they're just trying to get people to report their deals, less than getting anybody in trouble for the deals. So as we talked about when it first came out, the House settlement happened. It's more about education and compliance nudges than heavy enforcement to begin with. Will it become more powerful and do more in the future? Maybe. I think so. I think they hope so. But for now, this is just about the power conference's new baby. They're trying to raise up and eventually supplant the NCAA. I remember talking about this, saying this was just the beginning. It wasn't necessarily the end all be all, but eventually this is going to work and try to get toward what they want it to be. They're hiring big attorneys, ex law enforcement analysts with six-figure salaries to build out the team. Yet their full authority is hazy at best because schools have not signed the participation agreement. That agreement, drafted by Power 4 conference commissioners, would lock in enforcement protocols, prevent lawsuits, which is probably the biggest thing, over their decisions, and require audits for high spending schools. Without it, the CSC can't fully swing the hammer on anybody. Dellinger reported that in the CSC statements emphasized their early inquiries are about unreported deals, not about some deep dive into violations that they're going to drop the hammer on anybody or do anything like that. They're informing schools, resolving through communication, and beefing up the future. This isn't about old NCAA, the old NCAA days where investigation is dragged out for years, uncovering scandals, dishing out sanctions, and all this drama galore where everybody fought about it and talked about it and everything else. Those were full-fledged probes that, with subpoenas, interviews, potential program shaking penalties, all this stuff. Here's the letters and phone, right? Here, it's just letters and phone calls. For Nebraska, it boiled down to athletes sorting through the timing and confusion of trying to upload contracts. LSU's case closed within, weeks with a clean slate. The CSC even told Front Office Sports they won't comment further on ongoing ones, but the tone is more cooperative rather than confrontational. So why does this matter? Fans and media might kind of hype this up as investigation drama, or they're going to get you in trouble or do all this stuff. But the context shows that for now, it's procedural, not a whole lot going on. College sports are in a transition right now. Post the House settlement, NIL reporting is new. Glitches happen, and Nebraska's athletes submitted the deals. It just appeared they needed to resolve it or close it all together. No word on lingering issues, and the university didn't comment immediately, but the pattern suggests it is really, honestly, no big deal. So Nebraska fans, you can breathe easy. This isn't a sign of a rule-breaking culture under Matt Rule or anything like that. It's honestly at this point just kind of annoying growing pains and a new system. LSU kind of shrugged it off, and so will the Huskers, in my opinion, as more schools get their letters. The Big Ten, the Big 12, if that's still out there, expect some quick resolutions. And for now, this is just an inquiry, just a blip, nothing to worry about. Let me know what your thoughts are. Are you worried about it? Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think there's more going on here? What are your thoughts on the CSC in general? Would love to know what your thoughts are and everything going on.